This video is about 5 exercises for stubborn kyphosis. Stubborn kyphosis is the rounding of your upper back that comes from sitting, and it causes a lot of upper trap pain, upper back pain, neck pain, shoulder impingement, etc. So what do you do about that? If you're sitting at your desk, or if you're at home or a gym or whatever, you can start to get your upper back moving into extension by getting into this position, hands here, and I'm going to drop my chest through to try to get some arch in my upper back. So my arms are straight, drop my chest through, breathe, relax, wiggle around, gentle bouncing. If you feel pain in your shoulders, there's probably some shoulder mobility stuff you need to do, but if you feel it in your upper back, good, that's the target. Another option is elbows here, drop your chest through, and then do all your normal things you do when you stretch, breathing and relaxing, tightening things up and then relaxing them. The next thing to do is to get a foam roller. If you want to do that, that's a great option. If you have a foam roller, this is another way of getting a similar effect. So you roll out onto your back, roll up and down like this, teeter-tottering, or rolling, or just draping yourself back, feeling an arch in your upper back, and then full breath in, breathe out. If you want more leverage, you can extend your arms long with your hands in this position, cradle your head if you have the shoulder mobility to do so, and then again, teeter-totter, or roll, or breathe and relax and just kind of wiggle around, getting some mobility back into that upper spine. In the next video, I'm going to show you what to do about the front of your chest, because it's not just a matter of working on the back, but it's also prevent this from pulling you forward. So stay tuned. In the last video, I showed you how to use a foam roller to start to undo the damages of sitting, this stubborn kyphosis, this rounded back. And now I want to show you how to take it to the next level. So what you're going to do is get 2 lacrosse balls, either apart or taped together. I kind of like this because you can kind of get different motions on your spine, whereas this is a little bit more linear. But this is a little trickier to manage because these can kind of get asymmetrical, and you don't want to risk pushing your spine asymmetrically. So this might be the most advanced. This might be an intermediate step, foam roller, then this, then this. But I'm going to start with this. And you go lay on your back. You put these lacrosse balls underneath your neck and then push them onto your upper back and make sure they're even. So I'm pushing with my fingers to get them all the way on my upper back. And then the same rules apply. You can slowly steamroll the muscles of your spine. You can kind of scrub them out a little bit, or you can teeter-totter at a very sticky point, or you can just breathe and relax and kind of wiggle around, getting a little motion into that spine. So play around with these options if you're ready for it. A lot of people, this will be maybe too intense in the beginning, and the reason is if your head has been forward of your spine for much of your life at a desk, then all of these muscles have been contracting to hold up the weight of your head and the weight of your shoulders, and they've been contracting a lot of your day for years and years and years. And if I made you hold a weight out in front of you, that would make these muscles contract, and that would get very fatiguing over weeks and months and years. So that's how you take the kyphosis exercises to the next level. And in the final video, I'm going to show you what to do about these stiff, tight pecs that are pulling your shoulders forward. So stay tuned. So in the last video, I showed you that the number one thing to do to fix stubborn kyphosis is to get something, a leverage point on your upper back, a foam roller or 2 lacrosse balls, and start getting some motion back into your thoracic spine. After you've done that, the next task is to get these pecs a little bit massaged out and lengthened so that you're not getting pulled tight from the front. So how you do that is you take your double lacrosse ball, put it in a doorway or a pole, and then put it right there in the crease of the pec, kind of touching the shoulder a little bit and touching this upper pec area. And then what you're going to do is scoop your arm up and down. If you notice, my arm starts bent, so it's bent, and then it scoops up to a straight arm. Try to get all the way up here. And just keep finding different positions with the lacrosse ball, scooping up and down, repositioning, getting some good pressure by leaning into it, maybe even going in circles like this, or even a swimming motion. There's really no wrong way. The goal is just to pin the pec down and then stretch the muscle underneath that pin. Once you've kind of loosened that up and you can kind of feel how it feels different than the side that you haven't worked on, what you want to do is stretch that muscle out while it's receptive to being stretched. If it's stiff and brittle, it's harder to stretch. If you massage it out, it's easier to stretch. So how you stretch it is you get your low elbow into a doorway, into a door jamb or a pole, wrist on here, this whole area is flush with the door jamb, and then I step through with my same side foot until I get a little bit of a stretch, then I turn away. Take a deep breath, breathe and relax, change the angles a little bit. You also can do a long arm version where you go wrist against here, rotate that open, step through, turn away. But some people feel like that's a little too tricky for them to get the stretch in the right spot. So play around with whichever one feels best for you, but massage it out, stretch it, and enjoy the posture benefits.